And I believe we are live, everybody. Okay. All right, let's get started. Welcome, everyone, to Shy Panther and Friends on this Thursday, January 28, 2021. The time is now 7:31 p.m. Central Standard, and I'm your host, Gail. And if this is your first time with Shy Panther and Friends show, I am, I'm interrupted a little bit looking at Delisher's background. I like that. I like it. It's awesome. All right. As we as I continue, uh, if this is your first time visiting Shy Panther and Friends, the mission of the show is to bring you quality programming, and we try to do that by hosting ordinary people who share their extraordinary stories. And the ultimate goal is to uplift, to empower, and to inspire you. So come on, stay with us over the next hour. You will be inspired. We have guest Delisher Bankole. She's CEO of My Girlfriend's Photo Booth, and she's so much more. We will get into that in just a moment. And to introduce my panel, starting with MJ. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. This is MJ Johnson coming to you at the Shy Panther Show. And good evening to everyone out there. Also, I am the owner and operator of Taylor Bees Beard Oil, and you can reach out to us at taylorbeesbeardoil.com. It is an organic and all natural beard oil and beard grooming products for men. And good evening once again.
All right, moving on, Clarence.
Uh, Good evening, everyone. My name is Clarence. I'm a retired sergeant of police from Chicago Police Department, and I also served 17 years down at the Office of Emergency Management, where I met these three young ladies while I was there, and we have collaborated again and we meet again. And I don't do anything right now. I'm kind of retired. I do a little part-time jobs every once in a while, but I'm CEO of me.
Oh, that's
And that's
excellent.
about it.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you guys. All right, Miss Delisher Bunkley. All right, people, I just want to give you a little bit of background. We have a lot of history with Delisher, and I wanted her to come back on the show because the promo that I gave about her being an extraordinary CEO, she is exactly that and so much more. And as I read her bio, she said that she is a true entrepreneur. And if you stick around, you will find out exactly what that means. But I wanted to also tell you that for us business people, we network with Delisha and she mentors us. So she's our touchstone. We go to her for so many things, and sometimes we do our best not to go to her. But one thing is for sure, if she gives you any information, if she introduces you to someone, um, you better believe that that's someone who can change your business from who is that to how do I get in touch with them. So I just want you to know that she means a whole lot to us, and we have watched her grow from uh, Delisha Bonkley, dispatcher, to the businesswoman extraordinary that she is today. So without further ado, Delisha Bonkley, welcome to Shy Panther and Friends again.
Yay!
Yeah.
Thank you, Gail, for having me back. To be among my family, my original family.
Clarence.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um,
I don't know.
and two, I want to say, before we move into the show, I just want to acknowledge that we lost two of movie actress greats. And yesterday was Cloris Leachman, who passed away at 94, and today Cicely Tyson at 96. And I just want to, ask us all to keep them and their families in our thoughts and prayers.
Oh,
All right.
wow.
Yeah, I didn't know. I did something really quick with the looking for something, and I saw that Cicely Tyson had passed away today. And I'm like, wow, it's like we've been with her or she's been with us forever.
Grew up,
So,
born and raised with her. Yeah. Oh wow. Wow.
absolutely.
Condolences. Oh yeah, all of her fans too. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah.
Right. Okay, Miss Bunkley, we're gonna bring you in, and I wanna. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Gail. Go ahead. Jump right in.
Okay. I think we're on a delay, so people, in case we're not syncing well, it's because I think we have a little bit of a delay. So, all right, Delisher,
Okay.
I just want to tell us, how did you become this extraordinary CEO that you are today?
Gail, to be honest with you, I don't know. So it's just been what we would know as OJT for me, on the job training. It has been all of that and then some. Are you hearing me okay? Because you said it was a delay. Okay, fine.
No, no, go ahead.
Okay, so it's just been having a chance. It's been a lot of learning as I go. It started out as multi-level marketing with a jewelry company that I used to sell jewelry for. You guys know we've been selling squares and raffling off jewelry and everything. We've done all of that, and that's kind of how this got started. But even before that, we always did a lot of fundraisers at work, and I used the fundraisers with those squares. I combined those two, so I kind of did that for a while, and then it just kind of snowballed and evolved into a fundraising business, which is what Cocktails for Entertainment became, a fundraising mechanism. So upon building the fundraising business, we purchased a photo booth just to have it in case anyone needed it for any events we were going to do, right? Just to have some gadgets, just to have something to add on to what we were already doing. We didn't have to go outside for it. So I just bought the equipment. Well, the photo booth, people found out that we had a photo booth and it took off. We just started getting bookings for the photo booth. And so it took over our calendar. So that's just kind of how that happened. There was no plan to go into the photo booth business. There was no desire to go into the photo booth business, any of that. It just happened. And so this has truly been an on-the-job training learning experience.
Wow. Wow. So it really does pay. So I'm guessing you were ready to a certain extent. I mean, the opportunity presented itself and
Was,
you just stepped up to the plate.
was I ready? I don't know. Yes and no. You're never really ready. The time is never really right. The situation is never really right. So it just happened. It was like, oh, I got this equipment. Oh, we put it out on Facebook. Oh, y'all, hi. Oh, we need a photo booth. Somebody got a photo. Then we started getting known for the photo booth, and it just kind of grew. And so I was kind of like, well, you know what? We can do something with this. But even with that, we got busy real quickly. So then we partnered with some other photographers and event planners and things, and we were helping them out. And so it just snowballed and it just started rolling. And we ain't had time, I ain't had time to do no business plan, set up nothing. I knew to get my LLC to protect myself, to get a banking, get my bank account. I knew to do the basics, right? But that was it. And so now I'm like, wait a minute, I might be on to something, right? Can we franchise this thing out? Is there a photo booth rental franchise? Can we make my girlfriend's photo booth a franchise? Why not? Why not?
Right. Right. So that brings us to where we are today, the Clever Girl's Guide to Dominating the Photo Booth Rental Industry. All right.
The Clever Girl's Guide to Dominating the Photo Booth Rental Industry just started out as 10 pointers that I wanted to hit or share with what I learned. I consider some meat and potatoes of starting a photo booth business, what I did. So it was going to be an ebook. I was supposed to release it last year. It didn't get done because it wasn't formatted properly, right? And so I had the content, but it wasn't formatted. So I just now recently, I took this class. It's called the Known program with a young lady named Tamisha Duncan. I took her class, and in it, she hand walked us step by step how to use Canva. So I was introduced to Canva because I was always afraid of Canva. I found posts on my wall to do some of my graphics, but then I was introduced to Canva and I like it. And now I was able to format my document. And so now, as soon as the copyright comes back, I can officially release the Clever Girls Guide to Dominating the Photo Booth Film Industry.
Okay. But before we move into further discussion, Clarence or MJ, you got questions or comments?
I was getting ready to say, when Delisher first was kind of playing around with the photo booth, and my brother came over to one of her, he's a photographer. Delisher, you remember that?
Where were we?
I don't remember where we were. It was an event that you were putting on.
Was that at the holiday, at the Christmas party?
I think it was the Holiday Inn, I believe.
Okay.
But it was out south someplace. I can't remember where it was. This was several years ago.
So long ago, man. We've been in business so long.
And I remember my brother came over and participated in the photo shooting. I think you wound up with about 2 or 3 photographers at that event. And I think that's when it started swirling around in your mind at that point, because we did kind of talk about it a little bit, but it was something that was just starting. And I just thought it was ironic that you took it as far as you've taken it now.
Yeah. Okay. MJ, anything right now before she goes into the 10 points?
Yes, Delisher. How many? First of all, touch on how you got your name. I think it's a fascinating story. And how many photo booths do you have now? And have you franchised?
Okay, so how did I come up with my name? So we were operating Cocktails for Entertainment, which was our fundraising platform, and so we had a photo booth. So we operated the photo booth as Cocktails for Entertainment, but that really didn't speak to photo booth, right? Okay, fine. Then we ran into the problem where we had sponsored a Little League baseball team, and we're out there, we're all excited. First sponsorship we had done, our name is out there, and I see these kids running around the base with Cocktails for Entertainment on their t-shirt. I was like, that's kind of inappropriate, right? That's what I was thinking, right? These kids running around. So I was like, we need to do something about this name. Okay, fine. Then we were getting some church feedback from some events. The people didn't want to pay us because they thought they were going to have cocktails at their church event, right? And so in the midst of all of that, we're getting all these referrals, right? And people are like, oh, my girlfriend has a photo booth. My girlfriend got a photo booth, right? And so I was like, okay, that name sounds good. My girlfriend's photo booth. And so that's how we came up with the name of My Girlfriend's Photo Booth. How many photo booths do we have now? We currently have 2. We've we've bought and sold 5, and we now have possession that we own 2. And what was your last question? Oh, we're a franchise. We are not a franchise yet. That takes more of me than I have to give right now to put a franchise together. There are models out there that I'm looking at, franchise models. What do we want our model to look like? Because I have my direct sales background, I want to kind of align it with that. So I'm putting that together, what that legally looks like, what will they get? I want certain graphics for them to have when you get your franchise package, just like McDonald's. all of their billboards look the same. When you drive up to the drive-through, they can't have their own special this, that, and the other. So any holiday ads you put out, any back to school specials you put, we want to have all the graphics, everything is the same. So all of that has to be packaged up together. And even before I can do that, I am still now going through not really a rebranding, but a corrective branding, I would say, with our brand. So everything now I got to backtrack. See, now that I've been spinning my wheels for the last 5 years, now that I want a franchise, now I got to get my shit together, do it right. I've been learning, I've been working as I've been going. So you don't know this. So now COVID hit, I've had an opportunity to not be doing gigs. And now I can really focus on building what I should have been doing from the get-go, but I didn't know. You don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
And I'm going to be clear and work when I want to work.
Okay.
I missed that last one.
What? That I'm ready to be like Clarence. I want to work when I want to work.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I want to be like y'all.
I hear you.
Okay, so moving into the 10 points that you want to talk about as far as dominating the photo booth industry.
So
actually, can you
here's the thing.
Okay, can you
What?
give us a little idea of how many women are actually in the photo booth business? Because I'm kind of thinking there's so many industries that have originally been male dominated. So did you find that to be true for the photo booth industry as well?
Yes. So in 2017, I attended the photo booth conference in Las Vegas. And when I got there, I was like, it's a bunch of guys there because it's a bunch of DJs and photographers, right?
Yeah.
Those are dominated industries. And they pick up a photo booth on the side, right? And so they was like, how many you got here? I was like, how many I got? I'm thinking, we only got one. But that was in 2017. So we actually had two by then. We did have two by then. But there wasn't a lot of women there at all. Not the owners. Now, it's a lot of husband and wife teams, but those are, husband and wife teams, and he's a photographer, and she'll go out and do the pictures and blah, blah, blah. But owning the photo booth business, no. I did meet two ladies in Chicago at an event. They owned the photo booth, and we all took pictures together, so that was fun to meet them. But not a whole lot. And I'm here to change that.
You must have felt pretty good that you were there representing as your own owner, as the owner, and
like I felt like, oh, we here now. Oh, y'all done look in y'all. What the girls is here in the party, we gonna say we got in the club.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I figured that much. Mm-hmm.
And
okay, so
I don't want to say it's an ego boost, but what I will say is that any single ladies out there who are looking to mingle, work in the photo booth is definitely a guy magnet. It's a gadget because guys are like, hey, what are these girls over here doing, right? And we're in our purple anyway, that's attractive with our brand colors. But these lights and stuff, it's a guy magnet. They want to chat you up about this photo booth, about this gadget you got here. And it's kind of like a little ego thing, like, yeah, it's my business. Yeah, we run this photo booth company. Yeah, we do. So it's a good thing. And if you're a people person and you want to meet people, it's definitely a good business for that.
We're going to have to tie you down.
You know he was going to be a problem. I warned you.
I think about Claire.
Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and move into the points that you wanted to make, that you wanted to make about the photo booth industry.
So, was there anything in particular you wanted me to point on about that?
The 10 steps.
Well, when you were saying the things that you learned along the way, as far as
Right.
dominating the photo booth industry. So
one of the things for sure. So, okay, so let me say this about that. Because of copyright infringements, I can't do the 10 until the copyright is official. So
okay,
I can give you a brief overview, right, of the things you definitely should do. And one of the things is to do not be afraid to volunteer your time. I know that time is money and it costs you to go out, but don't be afraid to volunteer. That's how you make connections the best genuine way. You have to be a giver before you can be a taker. Okay, you got to put your skin in the game. You got to put something in the pot before you can take something out. So don't be afraid to volunteer. Okay, and so we volunteer 2 to 6 hours a month for certain organizations. We'll go out and do the photo booth. Somebody is having something. Somebody's having an anniversary, a birthday party, baby shower, getting married, something, right? And they have so much fun at the photo booth. This will be great at my block club party or at my sorority meeting or at my book signing or whatever. So don't be afraid to volunteer that time so that you can go out and collect those, collect that network. And because our software allows us to capture email data, now those people that come to the photo booth, not only do they get their photo strip, but we capture their email. So now I got their email. They're on my email list. So don't be afraid to volunteer your time.
So anyone who, say if they bought a franchise with you, that would be one of the features that they would be able to use as well, as part of the photo booth. Okay.
Yep, absolutely. Yes. So then here comes the second part of this is your partnerships. So we have a partnership with an insurance company, right? Whenever they go out to do vendor events, they bring us along. They hire us to come out to do their vendor event with them. They are the rock star at the vendor event because who else got a photo booth over their vendor table, right? Not many people. So we come out with them, take pictures, they go away with their picture, but the team that hired us, all of their information, their contact information is now on this photo strip that has been printed out, and they go home with that. Nobody is throwing away their picture. They're gonna keep them pictures of themselves up on the refrigerator forever, right? Now your business card, I don't know where that might end up at. But a picture of me with your picture on there, I'm keeping that forever. So that's another marketing tool. That's another way that you can use to grow your business because you make those partnerships with other businesses. And especially when people got budget, because they're a chain insurance company. They have monthly budget for us. So that's a great partnership prior to COVID, but we're getting back to that. But that was a great way for us to connect, and we grew a lot from that.
How did you connect with that partnership? How did you meet that? How did you get that partnership going?
Well, we were hired at a gig. That's why we haven't had to do any marketing or anything. We were hired somewhere. He came to the photo booth. We met. He liked this idea. He was like, I'm having a gig. It was like in a couple of days, they were doing a vendor event at the movie theater on 87th Street. And he was like, can you come and work at our vendor table? It was like in a couple of days. And it was my night off. So I was able to go. And that's how I met him. And that's how I made that connection. When they say 90% of success is just showing up, that's the truth.
I believe that.
It's a right.
Right.
All you gotta do is put me in the game, coach. That's what put me in the game.
Yeah, because I remember a lot of conversations that we had. You were invited to different events by friends, and it's almost the same as when you introduce us to people. That's a connection that we should definitely make. That's the time that we should definitely show up because that's going to turn into something.
Yes. Yes, yes. You have. I believe it might not be a lot, but I definitely believe in quality connection. Definitely quality connection.
How
Okay.
do you know what's a quality connection?
So, not to say this the wrong way and don't take this the wrong way, but I'm an opportunist. You have to look for opportunities to present your brand in front of people who are ready to take advantage of it, right? So if I'm out at a YWCA event and I'm like, shit, they need a photo booth up in here. That photo booth is set this out. It's space for us artists. So let me find out who organized this event, who was the organizer of the event. So one of the tricks that I do is, you know, on Eventbrite, when you scroll all the way down to the bottom and it says contact the organizer. Well, if you contact the organizer, that email lands directly in their inbox because they're the organizer of that event, right? So I will always say, just so you know, my girlfriend's photo booth is available for your next event, right? Not this one, the next one. Guess what? They gonna call you for this one, especially if you catch it early enough and they got some budget for you, right? So they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we don't have, or they might say, oh, we already have a photographer. Okay, great. Keep us in mind if you want on-site printing, have the, wish you success with your event. Boom. Now, on-site printing. Printing don't be there that night. People get home with that memory. They go home with something. You've given them something to take away. So that too.
So that was
Make sure you go bright and find you some clients.
so that was your niche, being able to print those photos on site.
Yep.
Now, do you find that some actual photographers are beginning to do that, or are they making their transition over to photo booths?
You know, they do both. A lot of them, they do offer both. For them, photography, that's different. We're like novelty. We're like a gadget. We're like a side piece, right? But they want to go and print and enhance and airbrush and touch up, and they want to do certain things to those images before they present them. That's different, right?
Yeah.
But for photographers, having a photo booth is an upcharge. It's an add-on for them, right? But they might not want the equipment, whatever, or can't make the investment right now. That's when they can partner with us. We'll come out and do all that work. You charge what you charge, we charge what we charge, and take that on your side. But they should, because it's an extra added bonus for them to get an extra some money off that deal that they already in. Don't leave no money on the table.
Right. And I feel like the photo booth adds a lot of it adds fun. It's kind of it's that little extra thing. Yeah, it's like part of the the frolicking of the event. And
Yes,
because you have
it makes it that much more special.
exactly. And where I think when you're taking pictures, that's one thing, but this is a whole other thing. It can be serious, it could be fun, and then you have all the different ways that you can add on to disguise yourself. It's just a whole lot of fun, and I think it adds so much because it's instant and you get it right then and there. I think it's just a thing that you can keep forever, from that event.
Yeah. It's definitely a keepsake. Definitely
Yeah,
a keep.
definitely. And with all the props and stuff, I really do enjoy it with all the props. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I hope to be at least in two markets, at least in two markets. That's
Mhm.
where I see myself in 5 years.
And you know
So here
what?
in Illinois,
What are the two markets you see you want to be in?
So I would like to be area.
What about Atlanta?
So here's the thing about Atlanta. We were in Atlanta for about 9 months. We didn't have a good team on the ground in Atlanta. That's number one. Number two, geographically set up for Atlanta and that traffic, you know, it ain't like here we get a gig and we in Mokina and we got another gig later on in Bolingbrook and we can hop on 80 and swoop over. It ain't like that in Atlanta, right?
No,
Area, and we're only operating in this area because you know we had gigs. We didn't have 4 gigs in one day, okay? And I was rolling. Ain't no way I could have done that in Atlanta. Going to drop off, pick up all this equipment in 4 different places and everywhere on time, an hour early, and all of that. That's Atlanta needed more strategic positioning than what I did. So we didn't work in Atlanta. I'm not opposed to it, but it would definitely need more strategy for Atlanta with for geographic reasons.
And you probably have the
but you gotta learn that.
Yeah, and you probably have the same problem in DC, even though you could really get connected with a lot of make a lot of connections in some place like DC. From a geographic layout situation, DC is horrible.
So here what I was thinking. I was on I was brainstorming while I was in a networking event, and somebody had said they wanted to know why the Congress had a room full of something, an item, right? Like they had bought all these statues or frames, or it was something. Here I go. I want Congress to have a room full of foldable kiosks. How can I do that? So do we need these house party kiosks in the House chambers of Congress? Is that what we need? Got a way how we can move some what they call move some weights. I want some blocks of 10 of the kiosks. Everybody just got one in their office.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like you look for the opportunities because, well, you know your industry. So you look for the opportunities where, I mean, because I remember you were busy all the time. You had more work than you had people to cover. So that's what it sounds like to me. There are opportunities there, but we have to be actively paying attention and we have to know what to look for, because
you have to know what to look for. I also believe in laws of attraction, put you in places that you need to be. But when it's like you automatically, it's like automatic. You know how like you know when you in the line at Walgreens and there's a police officer in front of you and you automatically listen to the radio. It's like that. Whenever you out, you automatically, anywhere I walk into, I be like, oh, they got a little spot over there for the photo booth. Let me make sure I leave my card at the bar or wherever I am, right? I'm always looking for an opportunity to set up the photo booth because it's for any reason. Y'all having a grand opening, an anniversary, whatever. It's an opportunity for the photo booth. Somebody recently had a soft, quiet, private opening. I'm not going to mention any names. And then I heard about it. Here you go. Oh, they had a soft, private opening. And I wasn't there. Not to mention any names who that was. But I was like, oh, okay. Y'all didn't want the photo booth?
Well, you know, your product, the product is so easy to sell because people like taking pictures of themselves.
Yes, they do.
And most people can see the advantage of having something like that, but a lot of times they don't know who to talk to because they want to get a good photographer that will put out a good product because they don't want their friends coming back later on saying, you know, that they took messed up pictures or whatever.
And one thing I can say, we've been to some sour sock parties, like the parties wasn't like they people wasn't having no fun at these parties. And then we walked in and set up the photo booth. Boom, instant. Everybody's having a good time now. Because what else are you doing at an event? What else are you doing?
Exactly.
So now you can come to the photo booth, dress up, take some pictures, really fast, have some fun. So yeah.
That's so. How is that? Because you had the convention when you went to that convention in Nevada. Is that market saturated already?
In the Nevada area,
Yeah.
I would imagine so, but it was everybody from everywhere. People were from all over the world came to this photo booth expo. And one thing I can say, people always ask, that's good, Marcel. That's so good you said that. Everybody always asks, isn't the photo booth rental business, isn't the industry saturated? And I say, yes, it is, but I want to get a little wet. Okay? You can be everywhere.
That's the way I feel too. Me too. I say the same thing. That's a good way to. That's a good way to.
The best analogy is when they say, when you go down the bread aisle, how many loaves of bread? You can't figure out which loaf of bread you want because there's so many loaves of bread. And I want to be the same way. I'm just out here because everybody can't be everywhere, right? And everybody don't have the same budget. And a lot of people are, hey, I'm a woman-owned, black-owned business. And right now, people want to spend their money with black-owned businesses. Here I am, right? So we are here. I don't care. I really do not care how many other foldable businesses there are out there. I do not care.
Right. I think you can't.
Zero.
Right. You can't be worried about that. In whatever, if that is something that you want to do and you feel passionate about it, and you know that it's a niche that you've already pretty much dominated, then why wouldn't you do it? So yeah, I mean, there's plenty of room. As you could look at that as the same thing as restaurants. How many steakhouses can you find? How many bakeries can you find? So you better just run with it because there's money to be made. There's plenty of money to go around. So don't hold back because of that.
Well, I think
You have what about market?
whatever you're doing, you want to be the best at it. And you want to put out that good product, whatever it is.
Yep.
Because just like you say, you can find 1,000 steakhouses in Chicago, but not all of them are good.
Absolutely. And on my show, because I have a Saturday, let me give myself a plug here. On Saturdays on Instagram Live TV at noon Central Standard Time, I have a show called Ask My Girlfriend, and we discuss all things foldable business. On Saturdays at noon on Instagram. And Clarence, that was one of the topics last week about don't be cheap when you buy your equipment because that matters, right? You can't buy a cheap printer, you can't buy cheap paper. Because if next month when it's on their refrigerator and it curl up and turn yellow, that's gonna look bad for your brand. I still have my very first photo booth picture. It still looks like it came out yesterday. Mm-hmm. So, but I invested in it. I don't have any cheap equipment. People are setting up. Now, don't get me wrong, there are inexpensive ways to start a photo business. You don't have to spend $5,000 on equipment. However, it's gonna show, right? You can set up an iPad and take some pictures and print them out. Some people aren't even printing them out. You just get them electronically. There are no prints, and people do that, and they're making money, and that's fine if those people are your clients. Those are not my clients. My clients want their pictures printed out. It's a keepsake. It's memento. It's a level up of your event, and that's what we provide. So you cannot be cheap about your brand. Absolutely, Clarence, you're correct. You gotta put the money in.
Yeah, you do. Right. You really do, because I don't cheapen with my oils, and there's a lot of oil companies out there, and I've tried several, but I don't I don't go cheap on them. I spend money on them because I want a quality oil.
They want to know quality product. They know.
Yeah.
Right. And plus, you don't want to let people put you on blast on social media about the how
There you go.
horrible, right,
You
how
already
bad
know that.
experience, how bad of an experience they had with your product. And the same thing goes
Yeah,
with, as you said, the photo booth. You show up an hour early and set everything up, or as early as you need to set everything up. And a lot of times you were telling me that you were driving pretty far away, and even the people that you have working with you, the same thing. So if anyone's thinking about going into the photo booth business, it's going to matter that you're there for that event. They're going to want you there because you're the highlight, one of the highlights of the event. And that's going to really not look good if you're not there on time.
That's
correct.
true. True. Because I've seen photographers show up late and they set up and it's a disaster. Yeah.
It is.
That
And this is what I like. I like when I show up and people be like, "Oh, you're here already?" Yes, we're here already. I love that. Clarence, I know you can't identify with that part, but I do show up early some places, Clarence.
Yeah, because the meeting we had, you was late.
That's the employee division, the CEO division.
And
Well,
I still had to buy her breakfast. Anyway, okay, Delisher. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you have that
well, we grow and we get better, Clarence. So what can I say?
one.
Okay, so is there anything else that you could tell us that you've learned that you can talk about without compromising your work that's yet to come?
Um, I can say, do not let fear hold you back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've been presented with opportunities. I didn't even know. Well, I knew what an RFP was, but I didn't know how to respond to one. And I got asked to respond to a request for a proposal. I didn't know nothing about that. And I had 10 days to do it.
Oh,
Right. Luckily, I was on vacation and I was able to get it done. And I'm talking about starting from Googling what is an RFP. Okay. And so, but I didn't let that stop me because I wanted my hat in the ring as far as that one particular event. It was for a festival in the city. So I wanted our hat in the ring for that. I wanted my brand. I didn't care. I didn't care if we got it or not, right? I wanted them to see me in front of their face. As far as the photo booth is concerned, really is why I did it, to get us in front of them. And so that was able to give me a connection, and I was able to get into CPS through that, right? A lady I met was able to refer me to a lady who needed a teacher summer event retreat they had, and they hired photo. That got me into CPS. Had I not been like, I'm gonna do the RFP and I'm responding to a proposal, if I had that attitude, that would have never got me inside CPS.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, and we talked about that too, Gail, about having the right attitude. So Gail had asked me a
Yeah.
question, and I've operated off of the fact Richard Brunson said, if somebody offer you an opportunity that you don't know how to do, take it and learn how to do it later. And that's how the photo booth has evolved, on that premise solely. I'm not a photographer. I don't know nothing about lighting, shutter speed, IS. I don't know nothing about none of that. I've had to learn all of that. I have 3 photographer pins on speed dial when I'm out at an event and it's too dark. I'll be like, which way go up or down do I lower these ISO? So you have to have that partnership, right? But you can't be afraid because you don't know what ISOs are not to go on the bid. You'll figure it out.
Right. And another thing, I mean, just with that brings us to the right frame of mind, because the right frame of mind, or I would say the business minded person, you know that you will not let that opportunity pass. You better do the best you can to present something rather than let it pass because you thought that you couldn't do it. And as we started out, when we opened the show, you were saying that nobody's really ready. You just get ready. You get yourself prepared for the opportunity in front of you. So that goes right along with that.
And what you don't know, you don't know. What you don't know how to do, you don't know how to do. So you have to align yourself with people who can help you do that. And a lot of times starting out, we don't have the money. Boom. You got the YWCA, you got the SBA, you got the WBDC. These organizations are there ready to help you, to hand walk you through anything you need to do, from a business plan to helping you set up your EIN. There's organizations out there to do that. Even with our franchise, when you're ready, we have a team that can do all your LLC, all your paperwork, all your everything. Everything is in place foundationally for the franchise. We just got to do all the legal stuff to go with. But it's a build, right? It's like anything else; it has to be built. But you have to align yourself with these people who can help you. But you have to be willing to pay for some assistance because you can only get free. Free only take you so far, right? You're gonna at some point you're gonna have to pay for the knowledge, right? So
Right.
that's something you're just gonna have to do. But there are resources available that can help you. I am looking to retire, and I know that in any city I move to, I'll be able to flourish because I'm gonna go in and find out where their SBA office is, their Women's Development Center is, if it's a YWCA office there. I already know who I need to go look for my help to let them know, hey, I'm here, I need a ribbon cutting, what we need to do, I need my business license, those things you need to do. Don't be afraid though, because fear will keep you from that. You just have to do it. And if you don't know how to do it, figure it out.
So being a part of the YWCA and SBA, and we took those programs, at any time we can go there for help, whatever we need.
Until amen.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I'm working with the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center, right now. They have ongoing development. I think there's one that takes you where you scale up. I think it's called Scale Up after
Yes,
you've
that's
been in business.
the scale up. Yes, I took the scale up program. Yeah, and I just got my certificate. Yes, I did
Did you?
take the scale up program. I sure did. And you have those resources forever.
So they
Yeah,
still do classes? Are they doing them on Zoom or in person or what?
Zoom. I do my they're doing them on Zoom. So that's what I was telling you about. I think you were notified of it. I'm not sure. But yes, through
Yeah,
Zoom.
I sent you the link.
I
I
didn't
sent
hear
it
you.
to you twice. You have it.
For the SBDC?
For the WBDC, the Women's Business Development Center. I sent it to you. Yep. It's in your email.
Okay, yeah, that's the other one, WBDC. That's the one that I have. Oh my goodness, all these acronyms.
I know. There's so many of them. It
But
must
I
not be coming to my main email. I'll have to look at that other one. I'm definitely going to check it out
Okay.
yeah, and I
because I
I,
need it.
I yeah, I'm telling you, they help you so much. And a lot of times, as you said too, Delisha, where you can't be afraid. And sometimes I felt that I hadn't come to the point where I needed to go to them to ask for help. Where I hadn't done enough work, I hadn't organized the company enough. But I think if you have a question, if there's anything that you need, then just reach out. Stop. You don't let your own apprehension or your own thinking too much make you not seek the help that you need.
Exactly. And that's what Vince told me. Vince, we love Vincent Williams. Vince said, um, don't you tell you no, let them tell you no. Honestly, because you know we will talk ourselves out of things and we won't pursue it. Ben said no. Let them tell you no. Don't you tell you no.
Yeah, because you can waste a whole lot of time doing that, where you could have made so many, so much more progress and maybe
Yeah.
gotten so much more funding, but you just didn't think that you were able to get it, and you just don't know unless you ask. So,
Yep. Always.
Yeah.
okay.
So it's what are a few nuggets you can give us? But was how do you develop your marketing skills? That is my issue right now. This marketing is it's a work of art.
Okay. So,
It's
this
a
is what
big.
I was taught. So your brand, your marketing is what you tell people about you. Your brand is what I feel about you. So let's say, okay, so here we go. I asked the boys what was their favorite hamburger restaurant, right? And they said Five Guys. I said, well, why Five Guys? And they was like, oh, they got the best burgers. They cook them fresh. Woo, woo. They got the peanuts. They give you so much French fries. And Drake was like, oh, you get free peanuts when we're there. I said, okay. I said, so you guys like Five Guys? White Castle. White Castle. Like White Castle. So the brand is how that company makes you feel about them, right? That's your brand. So how do you make people feel about your beer oil? Marketing is what you tell them. We can do this for you. We can do that for you. We can do this for you. We can do that for you. But how does it make them feel? So your marketing, you got to create that. You got to get what I'm saying.
Is there a
So
certain amount
marketing,
of time?
so
Is there
marketing for you, how you make it, how they make you feel.
That's what you gonna tell the people. What you market is what you gonna tell them.
like what you
But you
when
gotta
you talk
tell
about,
what they want
right?
to hear though.
But what I want to ask, as far as
You gotta tell people what they
learning
want to hear.
what the brand, learning what your consumer thinks about your brand, how did you do that? What was the best way? Just the referrals
Testimonials.
or
I just found all this out.
testimonials?
I just found all this out. You need testimonials.
Okay.
Because the first thing we do is hit for the reviews, right? When somebody recommend a restaurant or recommend some wine or recommend anything, first thing we do is we hit reviews. We want to see how others feel, if they look nice, or the food. So you got to, but that's a developing story. They say it's like a relationship. You got to develop it and nurture it. It's a lot goes into that. It's a lot goes into
Yeah.
that.
And it's ever changing. It's ever changing. So yeah. Okay.
But then that's when you have to really define who your target market is and who are you really speaking to. Who is it really? Me, it depends on my message, who this message is for. Because sometimes it's for event planners, right? Sometimes it's for DJs. Sometimes it's for photographers. Sometimes it's for venue event sales coordinators, right? So my message varies who I'm really speaking to, even though I need to speak their language. I need to say what they want to hear. DJs, you looking to make some more money, want to make an extra $500 for every gig? Boom. Yeah, I do. Okay. Here's how you can make $500 for every gig. I want to get on that preferred vendor list for all the top venues. I want to be on the preferred vendor list for Blue Plate Catering. I want them to be like, no, we only use my girlfriend's photo booth for our phone. Yeah, I want Blue Plate Catering. Yeah, I'm calling out Blue Plate Catering. Yes, we do. We want Blue Plate Catering. Yes. We need all contract opportunity.
Okay. Well, we got 5 more minutes to the show. And before we go, I just want to let everybody know really quickly that Shy Panther and Friends now has t-shirts, and I'll have to let you know when they'll be available, but we are all wearing them today. I don't know, Marcy, do you have yours? MJ? Clarence is wearing his. MJ, do you have
I,
yours today?
I told you the mail over here. I don't know what's going on. I haven't received it.
Wow. Okay, well you will. You will, because
Okay.
every all of them that I mailed out, they got there way before I thought. So we have t-shirts now, and I'm getting mugs together. This is okay, but I wanted the logo to be bigger, and keychains. So I'll let you know how you can get those, and as soon as I get it together, I got to do something. And the money is going to support the show, because as soon as this COVID stuff is out of the way, I would love to take this out and in the field and collaborate and do things in the community and not always on Zoom. So that's another big thing that I had planned for 2021, and it's coming. It's getting there. So okay, so last anything else, you guys, from the panel?
No, it was fun. It was fun listening to Delisher talk. I'm used to listening to Delisher talk. I haven't heard her talk in a while, but
Well,
bottom
okay.
line, that's my buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Clarence, you know, Clarence. We go way back.
How's the boys?
Clarence, they are huge. Dakota is at least 6'2", 6'3".
Man.
Yeah. And Drake, he's about a couple inches taller than me, so they fine.
Oh, well, Drake must be taller than you. That ain't saying a whole lot.
Okay, so Delisher has her Instagram is Instagram Live, right? Saturdays at 12 noon Central Standard Time. Ask My Girlfriend. And what else was I gonna say? It slipped my mind just that fast. Anything? Oh, your social media and how people can get in touch with you if they're interested in the photo booth.
So if you want to book us for any occasion, people are getting back to work now and things are starting to open up a little bit. So you can find us at mygirlfriendsphotoBooth.com, or you can call us at 630-216-9515. That's 630-216-9515. And if you have any questions for us that you want us to answer live on Saturday on Instagram, please email us at mygirlfriendsphotoBooth@gmail.com.
Okay, and they can go to your page and check out some of the events that you've done in the past. You can see all. Yeah, all right. For Shy Panther and Friends show, you can reach out to Shy Panther and Friends show #1 at gmail.com, and to donate to the show, you can do that through PayPal, paypal.me/Shy Panther, or Cash App $ Shy Panther me. Alrighty, everybody. Marcy, Clarence, MJ, with Taylor B's beard oil. Are we frozen?
Well,
Wait a minute. On my side, I think I'm having some.
for
Okay, go ahead. I'm about to send you something, Marcella. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just came up with a picture in my head for you, but go ahead.
I said you can stay on after we get off live. I'm willing to listen, very much so.
Okay.
All right. So, and one more surprise or thing coming up for Shy Panther and Friends show. I'm hoping that we will be streaming on Hustle Zone TV out of Canada, but we will be available. I mean, our shows will be streaming through quite a few other like Hulu and or the Roku and some of these other things. So that's coming. So we're gonna, but in those shows, we will definitely have to be more strict about time because media and radio, you got to start on time, end on time. So right now we can play around a little bit with it, but in that space, it'll be happening on a whole nother level. And I'm truly looking forward to that. It was an opportunity that came, and I was all afraid and not ready, but I'm like, okay, I'm ready. At
Yes.
the same,
Yes.
at the next breath, like let's go. So that's happening. And I think that's about it for Shy Panther and Friends for this Thursday. And so take care of yourselves and your neighbor. God bless. And we'll see you next time.
Thank
Good night.
you.
Okay,
Good night. It's been a pleasure.
Good show.
Okay.
always.
Okay.